Optibotimus coming with another video review. And today we're going to be taking a look at the new MattyCollector.com Club Voltron exclusive only figure of Sven, the original pilot of the Blue Lion from Voltron. Now Sven, as I said, being the original pilot, people wonder, well, where did he go? Well, he died. In a rather kind of goofy way of dying, I suppose. I really don't, I remember kind of seeing him like, wait a minute, really? That killed him? Okay, whatever. But after that, that's when Allura actually took over piloting duties for the Blue Lion. So what the folks over at Matty Collector decided to do was, for their subscription, they thought they would give us Sven for the figure. Now this is the free figure, although it's not really free. You pay $20 for it. That $20 is your subscription fee, which just goes to paying for this figure. So it's, hey, give us $20. We'll give you an extra little tiny figure, plus lock you into a contract and make you buy stuff. But here you have it now. Oh, they actually take that. So bringing out a little cutter thing here. Let me cut it on the bottom. I don't know why I'm weird about it, but I like cutting them on the bottom. I always do that. So there we go. And well, this is really kind of weird. Okay, he's just a carded figure as opposed to the other ones that we've gotten that were actually in nice boxes. Using the box, this is actually what we have, and then this is kind of neat. Let's go, Voltron Force! And then you flip around here on the back and you got a nice little card of Voltron. That's actually kind of cool. But I don't know, $20 for this, and really, it's a nice package. I do really kind of dig it. I almost don't want to open the thing just because it is actually kind of cool looking. But, I really think that the packaging for this is much better. I mean, now obviously this has the sword piece in here, so you don't really need it. So it actually is fairly nice. Now you do see that he has a blue key just like this one. Also dubs as a stand, but you got the alternate head, you got the figure itself. Flip around here on the back, and as mentioned, well, I actually forgot to mention it. This is the very first time that a Sven figure has ever been released, and they mentioned that there. This is the scene where he actually dies. Which again is a very kind of lame kind of scene. Like seriously, if you guys have seen this, I was like, what? And in fact, it says, Blue Lion, which forms Voltron's right leg, was originally piloted by Sven. After he was injured during a major battle with Hagar, Sven was sent to another planet to recover. Princess Allura took his place, but Sven's bravery was never forgotten. So in the American cartoon, what they basically did was they didn't kill him. They didn't want to scare kids for the most part. So they sent him to another planet to recover, never to be heard from again. But in the actual Japanese version, there's actually a scene that's in it that was omitted from the American version, which has him at a funeral, laying in a coffin and stuff. So, for all intents and purposes, he's dead. So, there's the packaging, really kind of cool. It really almost makes me wish that I did get a second one, just because, like I said, I do kind of dig this. So maybe I will head on over to eBay and buy a second one. But there you have Sven, and there's Allura, the two pilots of the Blue Lion. So, without further ado, let's get Sven opened up and see how cool he actually is. Alright guys, so here we have Sven open up and out of its packaging, and honestly, the general gist of this is, well, it's not really worth $20. And you're really kind of right. I mean, this is a, I don't even want to say 3 3/4 inch figure. Well, actually, as you can tell, it is a 3 3/4 inch figure, so what do I know? Generally speaking, I mean, $20 for a figure like this really is a little bit of an extreme price, and it's really kind of unfortunate, but it is a nice figure overall. All these figures from well, does this, oh god. Alright, there we go. I thought that was going to break. I mean, it is Matty Collector, so but I mean, these figures are all fairly nice. There are some minor problems that I have with them. Number one, the biggest one that I have is the articulation here at the knee. I mean, it really is kind of annoying. You can see that the cut in the front of the knee is actually bigger than the cut on the back. So bending it this way, that's only as far as it can go. If you actually rotate it around, you can bend it all the way up there, so you can obviously see that the cut, like I said, in the front of the knee is bigger than the one in the back, and that really kind of sucks. So you can only get the figures to kind of go like this. You can't even really get them in like a kneeling pose or anything. I mean, it's just really, I mean, if you go like this, I suppose it's all sorts of complicated and goofy, but generally speaking, it is a pretty nice looking figure, and it is Sven, so it's cool to actually finally have one. Now, like with all the other figures, the articulation is pretty much the same. The head just rotates. It's on a ball joint, sort of, but because the actual ball joint goes, well, taking it off here, you can see this is the ball, but it's got a very long peg on it, so it really doesn't actually rotate or anything. The arms are on pin and socket joints, so they swivel up and down all the way around. They have just, I don't even know what kind of joints these would be, just swivel joints, and then it's a pin joint right here. So again, that's the only articulation that you get. Rotates here at the waist, in and out at the leg, but you do want to be careful when you go this one because this flails out and it doesn't remove, and that still sucks. Forward and back, and then the knees bend, and then they also rotate. So the articulation is the exact same, nothing too spectacular there. What you're really actually getting here is just a Sven figure. That's the cool aspect, I suppose. Now, just like with all the other ones, the head can be swapped out with the other head, and now he can actually pilot the Blue Lion if you really want, and then he comes with the stand that can also activate, well, I don't want to say activate, but open up the lion so you can put him in there. But I mean, generally speaking, it's a cool looking figure. There are some minor problems with it. I don't particularly like this. I do wish that they could actually remove this. He's got a round sculpted hand here, so you could have him actually hold a gun, but what are you gonna do? Detail wise, he does look pretty good. I mean, he does have the little dots right there, which is cartoon accurate. You got the belt, you got the Voltron Force logo here on his lapel. Well, that's not his lapel. What? I'm just using words when I shouldn't be. But on his like chest bit right there, you got his belt. Like I said, there's his gun. Nothing too spectacular, but overall, fairly decent looking figure, and like I said, you can swap out his head. The head sculpt isn't too terribly bad. It kind of looks like Sven, although kind of, sort of, not really, I guess. It's close to being accurate, but the head sculpt is actually pretty nice. I do like it, and at least his head does look kind of straight on, so that's a nice touch. As you can see, when compared to the other the human figures that are released, Sven actually is in really nice scale, and I love the fact that the scale is different. You can see Allura is really kind of small, whereas Pidge is obviously the smallest, Hunk being the biggest, and Lance and him are roughly the same size, although Lance is kind of standing on an angle. Lance and him are roughly about the same size, so I love the fact that scale-wise, these all have their own unique feel to them. I absolutely dig it, and I love the fact that this guy just kind of matches, and I mean, he looks right. But really, that's about it, guys. Like I said, the only way that you can actually get this figure is if you were a member of the Club Voltron subscription. If you are, you got this sent to you free. Well, like I said, $20 free when the Blue Line and Allura shipped out this month. So the only way for anybody else to actually get this would be to hop on over to eBay and pick this guy up. I haven't checked prices and I don't know what he's going for, but I'm probably going to go out there and pick out an extra one just because I like the packaging on it. I think it looks really cool. So that's about it, guys. So I hope you like this look at the Club Voltron subscription exclusive figure of Sven. And until next time, this has been Optibotimus. I'll talk to you later.